Hello out there in LDA land. This is your favorite friend, Agent K. And I am coming to you today with our wrap up of the Anthem of the Seas cruise from February. I know I had to give myself time to process and think about how I wanted to approach this. And I think I got it all down on what I want to talk about that was great about the cruise and what was different and what was something unexpected. And excuse me, my glasses are like really, really dirty. And I had just taken them off. So I had to take them off so I could see you guys. So let's start with the embarkation. I was probably online the longest to get my bag searched, which was like 15 minutes. Otherwise, after that, after check-in, even with me forgetting to do the health questionnaire, I was actually on board ship in 5 minutes. I had the key program, just to remind you of all the packages that I purchased pre getting on the cruise. So I had purchased all my excursions. I had purchased the key program, the drink program, the deluxe beverage, as well as the ultimate dining. So for my key, I actually did like that a lot, and I'm going to tell you why. Not because you get on early or anything like that. It was the perks with it. So if I had chosen not to purchase my excursions or the drink package or the dining package, I would have got like 20 to 25% off all those things on the ship just for having the key program. With the changes to the key program, I was able to get free, not charge $8 a pop to get room service. I did room service 3 times. Was not pleased with room service. The food was not fresh as if you would get in the Windjammer or the main dining room. I think that's only because of the low capacity. If it was a higher capacity, it would have been different. On my ship, where my ship, I believe, takes 5,000 people, 4 or 5,000 people, we only had 1855. So it was really an empty ship if you really think about it. I had a balcony room, which you guys saw the videos for, and on either side of my room there was no one there, so I could make as much noise as I wanted. So that was awesome. I know going forward that's not going to happen anymore. Unless there's another outbreak where people start canceling their cruises again, then maybe we'll have it again. I doubt it though. Also have to talk about a negative about the cruise was outside of the room service. The bed in my room was like laying on a hard rocks. They gave me a bed topper that was supposed to be softer. It wasn't. I ended up sleeping on my pillows the whole cruise. So that's one thing that I would say that Anthem needed to change was their bedding. But I have to think about it this way. We're coming out of a pandemic, and it's going to take some time for things to catch up the way they need to catch up. So I'm good with that. I'm thinking about anything else that was bad. Oh, the North Star. So this was one of my biggest gripes, I will say. The North Star was going by parties. So if you were on the cruise by yourself, you would get the whole North Star by yourself. If you had gone with a family, your whole family would get the access to the whole North Star. So the North Star holds about 12, 13 people, right? I'm a party of one. They weighed me. Now, I was very proud of myself because I had broken, I had lost a lot of weight before the cruise. I had lost about 40 pounds. So I was very happy. I was still, quote unquote, too heavy for a party of one of a mechanism that max weight was 1,400 pounds. And I was the only person who had a reservation. So I was not happy with that. I made a complaint with the front desk, and they took notes. One of the good things about this cruise is that this is the first cruise I have ever been on in my whole entire life that I was constantly asked, how is my service? I mean, before it was like, how's my service? How's my service? But this one was like ad nauseum, and I'm saying ad nauseum for a good thing because I was just like, okay, a lot of people are nervous about how the service is going to be. And, every time I made a complaint or if there was anything that I needed to get changed, it was changed right away. The only thing that was sucky about the cruise was I had a hard time charging my devices. I had like a little plug hub that, you heard me say I was going to get. I got it. I plugged it in and it wouldn't charge anything. They had someone come in and he was like, well, you got too long of a wire, or you should have brought the adapter. I'm like, the part that I have is an adapter. So it's something wrong with the USB there. So that was the only time I was not, besides the North Star and the room service, I was not pleased. As for my excursions were wonderful. I had gotten one excursion wrong. So the description of the excursion was dolphin watching. So I was thinking like it was like whale watching. You watch the dolphins jump in and out the water. They had this picture of this woman getting kissed by a dolphin. So I'm thinking something like that. I get on the ship, second day, I get a call from the excursion desk. I thought they was canceling me. They asked me to come down because they said I booked the wrong excursion. So I'm like, okay, what excursion was I supposed to have? And then when I got down, they explained to me, that's watching your family play with the dolphins. And being that I'm a party of one, it didn't make sense for me to go watch other people's families play with dolphins. I was like, okay. So I end up on a all-day catamaran tour. And this is how I knew what the key was covering, because not only did I get a 20% discount for the key, I got the full price refunded for the Dolphin Excursion, even though I bought it on sale. I also, Bonnie, who is the awesomeness, also gave me an additional discount on it. So this was an excursion that was like $140, and I probably got it for $89. And it was an all-day excursion. We got on a catamaran, we snorkeling, lunch included, beach time, dancing, drinking. It was a great time. And it was about 80 of us on this catamaran, and we all had a blast, I did a beach day in St. Martin, I think, which was a topless beach, by the way. Nobody told me about that. I didn't know about the topless beach until we got on the bus. Respectfully, I kept my top on because I was with an older gentleman as my partner during this time. And, let's keep it sensible. But it wasn't even like 10 minutes from where we was the totally nude beach. So I was like, whoa, I was on the French side. So I know next time if I go to St. Martin, I have the option of either being totally nude or topless. So that's going to be very interesting to do next time. St. Lucia's excursion was not what I was hoping for. That's one excursion I would not do again. And St. Lucia is probably a location that I probably will not do again. I've been there twice. I didn't realize I had been there before until I got off the ship and looked around and said, oh, snap. I've been to this location. Why did I buy this excursion? I should have saved the money and did Antigua. Did choice number 3 for Antigua, because Antigua, I stayed on the ship and just looking at the island, it was beautiful. I should have got off and took a walk to the church and came back, and I didn't. But you live and you learn, right? I do plan to go to Antigua again. Excuse me. Let's see. The food, for the most part, was remarkable. There was only one location with the food that I actually got sick at, and that was Wonderland. And that's mostly because your girl here was determined not to take Dramamine the whole trip. She should have been taking Dramamine the whole trip, because leaving from New York for 2 days after we left from New York was the rockiest water I've ever been on in my life. And prior to me getting on the cruise on January 31st, 2 days prior, we had a snowstorm. So I should have known better and took my Dramamine. I didn't take Dramamine until like the last 4 or 5 days of the cruise. I should have been taking it all along. That is a lesson I have learned, because I never had to take Dramamine before. So now I had to take it, and I was just like, okay, cool. I'll just take it from now on. I know for my next cruise, which we'll be talking about, I'm going to pack 2 bottles of Dramamine instead of 1, because that Dramamine came as a lifesaver. The activities on the ship was great. There were certain things that I was expecting, but yet not expecting. Like, for instance, the Windjammer made me happy that I had the specialty dining package. The food at the Windjammer was It wasn't the best food I ever had, but it was It was good for certain things in breakfast. Lunch was I didn't do dinner. I stayed mainly with the main dining room and especially restaurants. Wonderland. It was an experience that I will not be repeating. I actually got sick at Wonderland. I actually threw up right there at the table. It had more to do with the spiciness of the food for me and how much food it is. So I guess they over-ordered for Wonderland, and they gave us every last appetizer. They gave us samples of, when I say us, gave me samples of main entrees, and it was just too much food for me. And by the time my main entree came, I took a couple of bites of it, which was delicious. I ended up getting sick right there at the table and had to leave. So if I do Wonderland again, I will, I don't know. I don't know if I'll do a Wonderland again. I have to really think about that. I did a video of that prior to throwing up that you should see. Another place that kind of disappointed me was their steakhouse. So I guess because I've been on Norwegian and I got a little spoiled by Norwegian. Norwegian had the ribeye, and it wasn't a thin cut ribeye. It was a nice, decent cut of ribeye. And oysters, Rockefeller, and stuff like that. So I was really looking forward to doing something similar to that. And when I got on there, the ribeye was horrible. Um, I don't know what happened with quality control, but it wasn't of the best quality. And the maitre d' warned me about that and everything. And I was like, I just want to give it a shot, see what it's like. They said the quality was not consistent. So I was just a little heartbroken about that. And then when I got in there, they didn't have Oysters Rockefeller, and they said they haven't sold Oysters Rockefeller in 8 years. So there was no oysters at all on this ship. And I was just like, huh? We're going to the Caribbean, you don't have oysters? But I digress. The one restaurant I did not do was Izumi, even though I was supposed to do Izumi. So that was the only one I did not do. I did not get to go to Boleros. This cruise was a wonderful cruise. I didn't realize how big the ship was going to be and how much walking I was going to do on the ship. But I did a whole lot of walking. And by the time it was 9:30, 10 o'clock, I was out for the count. It was only a few times I was actually in the room watching TV until 1 a.m. And my body was like feeling it. So I know for the next cruise, I have to start walking more. Know that for a fact. So I got a very golden tan. I loved it. As you can see, the tan has gone. The flakiness I had is gone. So I am fading just in time for summer. Which I probably will not be hitting the beaches in New York anytime soon. Let's see. What else was great about this cruise? I would say the staff. I should have said staff first, but the staff was excellent. I loved my room steward. He was so attentive, so caring. Everybody was just like I would picture the cruise workers would be. Very reminiscent of my last few cruises with Norwegian. And they went well beyond. I mean, I don't think they would have called me and said, you booked the wrong excursion anywhere else. I did purchase next cruise deposit. And I've already put it down because I had a certain time period of doing that. And we will be discussing that soon. And the ship was just gorgeous. And just being on the ocean again was like one of my favorite things. I spent a lot of time in the solarium, which is the adult area. Really didn't need to, but I enjoyed it. I didn't get the ice cream, but that's fine. Oh, chef's table. So much wine, so much food. If you do a chef's table, go in there hungry. Go in there hungry. I wasn't that hungry, but I was hungry. I should have been more hungry. It was 8 courses. And all you had to do was tell the sommelier that you didn't eat this or you didn't eat that, and they fixed it for you. That's one I'll probably do again, especially now that the COVID restrictions have changed, and you might be able to do behind the scenes tours as well. So the chef's table, I was told prior to the pandemic, is that you were able to go into the kitchen and they would show you how things were made and how they do everything and stuff like that. We didn't get that. What we got was a sit-down dinner in a private room in the Steakhouse, and we just ate food until our heart's content, and it was awesome. It came with all the alcohol and everything. You had a glass of this, and everything was perfectly paired. I mean, I think there was only one wine that everybody around the table was like, this doesn't go. But Everything else was impeccable. It was just a beautiful trip. And I posted up videos, as you know, those who follow me on my other socials, I posted up photos of food and everything, and it was just awesome and something that I cannot wait to look forward to do again. So with that being said, I think prior to this cruise, I had said I was going to go on a birthday cruise in July. So that actually has changed. So my birthday cruise is now a Thanksgiving cruise. And I'm doing 7 days on the Oasis of the Seas. And we're going to be hitting a couple of spots. I think I have it here. Give me 1 second. This Oasis? Yes, it is. So we're going to Puerto Costa Maya, Mexico, Roatán, Honduras, Cozumel, Mexico, and Perfect Day at Coco Cay. And we're leaving from Miami. So that's a 7-day. And of course, I have a balcony. And then, obviously, in 2023, I have my transatlantic, which is leaving from New York. We're doing the Azores, 2 stops in France, and then leaving Southampton. The plan is, right now, the working plan is spend 3 or 4 days in London and then fly back to New York. So that is May 2023. Now, January, this is where I use my next cruise credit on. In January 6th of 2024, I'm on a 13-day cruise. And I actually had to pull that one up because it's a lot of places that I'm going to. And we are leaving from Baltimore. Right now it's just me. Leaving from Baltimore. I will be on, God, it's not Vision Royal. It is on, here we are. So I am leaving on, yeah, I was correct, Vision of the Seas, from Baltimore, Maryland on January 6th, ending on January 19th. I'll probably be taking the train down, probably not the same day, the day before. Those are stuff that I'll work out later, because I think I want some crab cakes. I think I want to go to the harbor in Baltimore and get some crab cakes. I haven't thought about it yet, but leaving Baltimore, I'm going to Haiti, Dominican Republic, St. Croix, Martinique, Bridgetown, St. Lucia, St. Kitts. So that's 8 places in 7 days. Beginning of the cruise is 2 days of cruising, and then at the end is 3 days of cruising, which is fine for me. So Royal got me for the next 3. Why Royal? I got the Royal treatment. I know that sounds corny, but I got the Royal treatment and it was fabulous. I actually enjoyed it and it was great. I just liked how I was treated. I was treated well in Norwegian. I mean, each cruise line that I go on, the treatment that I get gets better and better. Those who know me know I started with Carnival and I moved up to Norwegian and now I'm at Royal. I'm like progressing very nicely. Also on the next cruise, I'm getting a $50 onboard credit, and their loyalty program is great. So I will be getting a whole lot of perks. And as I reprice, which is always a strategy when you're cruising, always reprice, unless you're on a group cruise, the price goes lower and lower depending on which sale. Why I chose Royal to do the next 3 and not go back to Norwegian, because Norwegian never changes their prices. They say they run a sale, and they are running a sale, but it's the same price, same perks, same everything. At least with Royal, I know that the prices are going to change. Either they're going to go higher or lower, and I can reprice. I am enjoying the fact that I can reprice because I'm saving money. Like for instance, with the transatlantic, I'm saving $200, and I just repriced last week. I mean, it may not mean a lot to a lot of people, but it does mean something to me who is planning these things a year in advance. That's why I say plan it out. Do it a year in advance. It gives you a chance to buy your excursions, your alcohol package, your ultimate dining, any other prepaid stuff you want to purchase, you can purchase. And continue to reprice even after you've done your final payment, because then they'll do onboard credit. Come on now, let's do this. So here's the other thing I want to share with everybody. The good thing I have so far enjoyed about Royal is that of the repricing, they'll tell you right off the bat, sorry ma'am, it's gone up. Sorry ma'am, it's lower. Or I have the same stateroom, same category, but in a different section of the ship, and it's lower. So that's how I saved $200 on my transatlantic. So just to give you an idea, usually on ships, the mid section of the ship, those are the staterooms around the elevator banks, are always the cheapest. Midships are always cheaper. For some reason, for this transatlantic, the midship is more expensive. So I have been calling saying, well, the price gone down. Why are you charging me? Why is it still more? So I finally got somebody who was honest with me over the phone and said, if you move your room to the rear of the ship, I can save you $200. So I moved my room to the rear of the ship, and I'm saving $200, which is fine with me. So far, so good with cruising planning. I just need to make sure that I stay on board with everything. My thoughts on the Key program, will I do it again? Yeah, I'll do it again. I mean, it wasn't a waste of money for me. It was very economical. It depends on your cruise and your ship. Now, my cruise didn't have a whole lot of tenders on there. I didn't need a tender. So I didn't get that first come, first serve tender when you get off the ship. I didn't need all that. But the fact of the discounts was available to me. But what I did not like about the Key is how they advertised it. They didn't tell you, or maybe I didn't notice, that you would get a discount if you purchase things on board rather than pre-purchasing. Did the price make a big difference? I can't even testify to that, because when I had to switch my excursion, I don't know how much it was prior, but I know I was looking at it. I couldn't remember how much it was prior if I had purchased it on one of those sales. So the other thing with Royal Caribbean, with their excursions, they do get it on sale. Their alcohol packages, their refreshment package, their drinks packages, I should say, are on sale. Their ultimate dining is on sale, depending on your ship. So I'm not touting, and this is not a sponsored thing by Royal Caribbean, but Royal Caribbean, if you want to give me a free cruise every once in a while, I'm good. I'll be your girl. But it's an opportunity to fix your money and be able to do the things you want to do. And that's what I'm doing right now. And live within your means. And that's what we're all trying to do. So I'm going to end this here. If you like what you hear, please like and subscribe. I'm trying to do this every week as we're planning up to my next adventure. Also, I do product reviews. I do subscription boxes reviews. Right now, I'm down to FabFitFun box. I am getting a new subscription started. Should have that in a couple weeks. So stay tuned. And I love you guys. Make sure you still wear your mask and enjoy. Bye-bye now.